So, you know how we're always talking about those hidden gems, those forgotten masterpieces that slip through the cracks? Well, I've been deep in a YouTube rabbit hole lately, and I've got to tell you, there are some absolutely incredible movies just hiding in plain sight, and the best part, they're all free. Yeah, free. No subscriptions, no rentals, just pure cinematic gold. We're not talking about those grainy public domain flicks either. These are the kinds of films that linger, the kind you keep thinking about days later. So consider this your own personal, curated movie night, right here, right now, for free. Ready to dive in? Okay, first up, you absolutely have to check out Solaris. It's a Soviet sci-fi film from 1972, directed by Andrei Tarkovsky. Yeah, Tarkovsky. The visionary behind Stalker, Mirror, all those deeply philosophical, dreamlike films that get inside your bones. This one's based on a novel by Stanislav Lem. Now, before you start picturing laser beams and aliens, let me stop you right there. Solaris is a totally different kind of space movie. It's quiet, eerie, and it gets under your skin in the most unexpected ways. A meditation on grief, memory, regret, and the terrifying possibility that what you remember may not be real. Here's the setup. A psychologist named Chris Kelvin is sent to a space station orbiting the planet Solaris. Something's wrong. The crew is behaving off. There's this palpable sense of unease. Then it happens. Kelvin sees his deceased wife, alive, on board. Yeah, let that sink in. But this isn't some cheap twist. Solaris, the planet, appears to be listening, responding to the minds of those on board and reshaping reality based on their deepest, most buried memories. So instead of explosions and intergalactic battles, you get something far more disturbing and beautiful. Solaris doesn't give you easy answers. It leaves you with questions. The kind that haunt you days later. The kind that might change how you see love, loss, even your own thoughts. Okay, we're heading to Hong Kong now for something gritty, something mean. This one hits hard. It's The Prisoner, also known as Island of Fire, released in 1991, directed by Kevin Chu. And the cast? Absolutely stacked. We're talking Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, Tony Leung Ka-fai, and Andy Lau. Yeah, the big guns. But listen, if you're expecting that classic Jackie Chan flair, the wild stunts, the charming grin, the perfect comedic timing, this film is dark. It's brutal. It's a full-blown action drama that pulls no punches. 4 men convicted of violent crimes, thrown into a prison that's less a facility and more a nightmare. Corrupt guards, underground death squads, secrets soaked in blood. You've got an undercover cop whose cover's been blown, a grieving father pushed past his limits, a man consumed by vengeance, and then there's Jackie Chan. But this isn't the Jackie you know. There's no wink, no laugh. He's broken. He's dangerous. He's a man who's lost everything, and it shows. The prison itself feels alive, like a monstrous machine that feeds on pain. And as the inmates begin to unravel the horrors operating behind the scenes, this underground execution squad, they're faced with a choice. Stay silent and survive, or fight back and risk everything. This film is a hidden gem from the golden age of Hong Kong cinema, a blend of crime drama, emotional weight, and high-octane prison break adrenaline. And yes, you guessed it, it's free. On YouTube, legally, right now. One click, and you're in. Locked behind bars with these men, trapped in a system built to destroy. Just be warned, in this place, no one escapes unscathed. That's The Prisoner. Okay, are you ready for something truly powerful, but also deeply unsettling? This one's not for the faint of heart, but it's an experience you'll never forget. It's called Come and See, a 1985 Soviet war film directed by Elem Klimov. And this is not just another war movie. This is a descent, a psychological unraveling, told through the eyes of a child. And it's widely considered one of the most devastating, realistic, and unrelenting portrayals of war ever captured on film. It starts innocently enough. A young boy digs up an old rifle. He's excited, wants to fight. He's got that naive, youthful spark in his eyes, like he's about to become a hero. But this is not a story of heroism. This is a story of obliteration. Floria joins the resistance. But what follows is a nightmarish spiral into violence, loss, and psychological disintegration. He witnesses villages burned to ash, entire families vanish, innocence gone. And the most harrowing part, the camera rarely looks away from his face. That face becomes the canvas of war. His eyes, they change. Scene by scene, they hollow out until there's nothing left but trauma. That face becomes the canvas of war. His eyes, they change. Scene by scene, they hollow out until there's nothing left but trauma. He barely speaks, but he doesn't have to. Every expression, every twitch tells the story. A child aged decades and days. A soul fractured before it ever had the chance to fully form. Klimov doesn't let you hide behind cinematic distance. There are no filters here. No comforting score, no clean battles, only long takes, real locations, and yes, even live ammunition used during filming. You're not watching a war movie, you're enduring it. And the performance from Alexei Kravchenko, who played Floria, he was only 14. What he delivers is beyond acting. It's raw, wounded, real. You're not seeing a performance, you're seeing a transformation. And it's haunting. In a world where war is often dressed up as spectacle or framed with triumphant arcs, Come and See rips away the illusion. It shows you the truth, and that truth is horrific. But it's important. It's a reminder of what war really is, of what it takes, and what it leaves behind. And yes, you can watch it right now, legally and for free on YouTube. One click. And you're no longer a viewer. You're a witness. Come and See is a harrowing journey into the darkest corners of humanity. And once you've seen it, you don't forget it, ever. Alright, let's step back into the world of Tarkovsky, shall we? This time, we're venturing into Stalker, his 1979 masterpiece. It's another Soviet sci-fi film, loosely based on the novel Roadside Picnic. But again, don't expect your typical sci-fi adventure. Stalker is a film about introspection, about the human soul, about grappling with our deepest desires and fears. It's full of silence, shadows, and this slowly building sense of unease and tension. We follow three central characters. The Stalker, a quiet, haunted guide through a mysterious and dangerous territory known as the Zone. The Writer, searching for inspiration. And the Professor, who claims to be seeking scientific truth. Their goal? To reach the Room, a place within the Zone that is said to grant your deepest desire. But this journey, it's not about treasure. It's not even about the destination. It's about what they carry with them. Their doubts, their shame, their inner fractures. What makes Stalker so fascinating is that it avoids all the usual sci-fi tropes. No aliens, no spaceships, no battles. Instead, it's all about dialogue. The tension between the characters and the atmosphere, this heavy, almost spiritual dread that permeates the Zone. Even the smallest things, a rusty pipe, puddle, a wind-blown cloth, take on enormous meaning. Like the Zone itself is watching, testing them. And as they draw closer to the Room, they begin to unravel. The truth starts to slip out, piece by piece. And the question shifts. It's no longer what do I want, but what am I afraid of facing if I actually get it? Tarkovsky's direction is masterful. Those long meditative takes, that deliberate camera movement, the silence so deep it feels alive. And visually, it's stunning. The world outside the Zone is bleak and colorless, but inside, the Zone is strange, lush, hauntingly beautiful. Like another reality, one that demands something of you. In a world obsessed with quick answers and fast thrills, Stalker forces you to slow down, to reflect, to confront the unknown. And yes, you can find it right now, legally and for free on YouTube. So take a step into the Zone. But be warned, what you find there might not be what you expected. Okay, let's take a breath. We've been through darkness, war, survival. Now let's move into the light. Still powerful, still emotional. But this one? It'll warm your heart. It's called Greenfingers, and it's based on a true story. No spectacle, no explosions, just the quiet transformative power of human connection and the healing touch of nature. We start in prison, a cold, gray, hopeless place. And that's where we meet Colin, an inmate with a violent past and seemingly no future. But then, something happens. He touches a flower, just a small, simple moment, but inside him, something begins to bloom. Colin and a few fellow inmates are given the chance to a small, neglected patch of land, and slowly, color returns to the soil, to their lives, to their sense of purpose. And then enters Helen Mirren. Yeah, Helen Mirren. She plays a legendary gardener, a bit gruff, a little guarded, but underneath it all, kind, wise. She sees potential in these men, and she nurtures it. As the garden begins to flourish, it attracts attention, recognition. Suddenly, these men, outcasts, criminals, are seen in a new light. But the film doesn't pretend it's easy. There are setbacks, temptations, Colin's own guilt and fear of freedom. It's awkward, it's funny, it's human. And at the center of it all is Clive Owen, before Hollywood fame. His performance is quiet, intense, filled with this gentle vulnerability. The way he looks at a flower, like he's seeing his own salvation in it, it's unforgettable. Greenfingers is about healing, about second chances, about what happens when you give someone or something a chance to grow. It's a reminder that even in the darkest places, hope can bloom. And yes, you guessed it, it's free. It's legal. It's right there on YouTube, waiting to plant something beautiful in your heart. So give it a watch. Let it blossom. Greenfingers reminds us that sometimes the smallest acts of care can grow into something truly life-changing. Alright, for our final film, let's end with a classic, a true gem from the golden age of Hollywood. We're going back, way back, to 1941, for a sparkling dose of screwball comedy with one of the most underrated gems of the golden age, Ball of Fire, directed by the legendary Howard Hawks, written by the one and only Billy Wilder. This film, pure magic. It's a story about language, love, and the beautiful chaos that erupts when two completely different worlds collide. So picture this. 8 professors. Brilliant, dedicated, and completely out of touch with the world outside their ivy-covered walls. They're working on an encyclopedia, everything from science to history. But when they reach the section on slang, they're stumped. Enter Sugar Puss O'Shea, a fast-talking nightclub singer with a razor-sharp wit, a suitcase full of sass, and a very good reason to lay low. She ends up hiding out with the professors, and what follows is comedy gold. Imagine these stuffy, awkward intellectuals trying to wrap their heads around the language of nightclubs, gangsters, and street smarts. It's like tossing a firecracker into a library. And at the heart of the chaos is one of the most unexpectedly charming romances in classic cinema. Professor Bertram Potts, played by a shy, quietly lovable Gary Cooper, and Sugar Puss, brought to life, and then some, by the absolutely electric Barbara Stanwyck. He's stiff, bookish, adorably clueless. She's a walking whirlwind of slang, sparkle, and sly comebacks. Their chemistry? Off the charts. Every scene crackles with wit, tension, and this slowly building affection that sneaks up on both of them and us. There's rhythm, there's mischief, and there's that unmistakable, Wilder wit lighting every corner of the screen. Ball of Fire isn't just a romantic comedy. It's a collision course between knowledge and instinct, academia and street smarts, and somehow, it all adds up to love. And yes, you can watch it right now, free and legal, on YouTube. So if you're in the mood for something quick-witted, fast-talking, and full of vintage charm, light the fuse. Sugar Puss is in the building, and Ball of Fire is ready to ignite. So, there you have it. 6 incredible films, all free, all waiting for you on YouTube. I encourage you, break free from the algorithms, step off the beaten path, and dive into these stories that remind us what cinema is truly capable of. Subscribe to Vintageverse today and help keep the movies flowing. It's wild to think. Some of the most profound, most entertaining, most unforgettable experiences are just a click away, free, for anyone to enjoy. Because sometimes, the greatest treasures are the ones we never saw coming. Happy watching!